What does it mean, Rosh Chodesh? It's the head of the month. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Breathe into your stomach, relax your chest. Tune into the back of the head. The Kesher shall film. What's coming to mind? Coming up? What's that? Does it say in the Oasis? Color? What's that? Wasser? Busa? Busa, okay. Busa, Fleisch? Yuvachal Busa is Lafona. Okay, but this is this. שוכב על הרצפה. אני כוח להשתחווה. עכשיו תביא את זה לגוף, לחזה, ללב. Start with the Weisz and then bring it in. So interesting. So you're saying that Rosh Chodesh is a time that Yuvachal Busa L'Shtachos, that when they get to Mikdash, when they bring in a carbon.
Yes.
Okay.
So what came up for me? Carbon.
Carbon. Was this is gesehen?
What's this carbon?
What's the color in those is? White. Nice. So Rosh Chodesh is the time when we bring the carbon. Okay, weiter. Was geschehen when we bring the carbon? So, go ahead.
I'm afraid to do smicha.
Afraid to do smicha? What does smicha represent? Giving it over to the B'ayim? So what do you think? Why is it heavy? I'm giving it over. What's the problem? Not much to the fear is.
The fear is to stay clean.
Losing something.
Losing the awareness.
Losing something. The identity. Okay. Is the identity losing the awareness and then also
getting clean.
Getting clean. What's the problem with getting clean?
Short time.
One second. It's unfamiliar. But what's really the problem? What is it? Is it a fear? It's not shaykh.
Not shaykh to be clean.
Why? First, what does it mean to be clean? If it's not shaykh, what does it even mean? Let me know what is shaykh before we write it off that it's not shaykh.
Yes.
Huh? So, what does it mean to be shaykh? First of all, what are we talking about? What's it verlangt? What are we talking about? First, that we're saying that's not shaykh. What are we talking about? Let me see. What are we talking about? What? We're talking about the after the Kamecha. We're talking about checking into to your pneumius, your inner desire. What do I really want? Who am I? So why is it not attainable? Why is it not attainable? So the Zach and Kab bezoekt as nicht attainable. Jens is the block. It's not the story. There's nothing going on. There's no story. There's no story. There is a block that is not allowing you to think of yourself that you are a high vibration consciousness, right? Watch how beautiful it is. Instead of calling it a tzaddik and a ganze zach, and like we can't be tzaddikim, we can't be neviim, we can't be nothing. Fine, good. You're right. So let's just say, can I connect to being a high conscious vibration, a high conscious energy that functions and that just interests, that gets creative when he's hit by high conscious stuff? Just feel the spring in the head. Feel the oases just bouncing. They're alive. Activate your imagination. Talking about Shabbos is an Olam HaMachshava. Shabbos, the whole Shabbos is in Machshava and Dibur. There is no mindset. What does that mean? There's no mindset. The whole consciousness gets elevated. You go from being here to out. You're in a whole different consciousness. You just don't. We don't know. We don't have the dials. Know where to dial in, so we're not feeling it. But B'ezrat Hashem, we're gonna learn it, and let's see and then open up, and then tuning into this high conscience called Shabbos, which is the supercharger of the whole thing. So back to the Karbonas, Rosh Chodesh. So what does that mean that it's a Chodesh and we're going to bring a carbon? Yovah Kalbus L'Shtachvis. No. No, it's against the laws. Fine, yeah, that's it. No, I don't mind somebody sitting here, somebody that knows that's about the Shiur. Yeah, I want somebody. Do you want to come in? Okay.
When did you get some student?
Why do you think so?
Come on.
Maybe that's what's disturbing.
Yeah. Just okay.
I don't know. Because I had some resistance, I wasn't sure. Now you're saying that's what it was. Listen, guys, it's kind of like we're getting into a meditation, and you want to be fully present. Phones are off once again. And the part is that I was discussing it today, talking, and we got Sachen to the Shal Shidus Torah, and it's like, okay, it's a Shal Shidus Torah. But now it's coming in, we can't implement it. It's nicht gemacht worden, es ist nur gemacht, es ist gesucht. It's a Torah, but it's a Torah, was hat gut nicht mit the actual physical out there. We're not connecting it. That's called not being in Yechidah. So, it's you want to do a couple of hours a week, like going into a chamber and turning up the heat. That's all it is. And the way to process is not necessarily by trying to understand, because ultimately it's it is about understanding. But then it's tachas idea, shalene that the whole idea is not to know. So Yivul Kalbusa L'Shtachvis L'Fanecha. Yivul Kalbusa L'Shtachvis L'Fanecha. Kalbusa Nishkan Moichem. Busa is in the body. Yivul Kalbusa L'Shtachvis. The Busa L'Kim is a big English code. It's mind that it's a body experience. It's a behemoth experience. You bring in a carbon. The behemoth is what's the behemoth? All the feelings that you're feeling is the behemoth. So Yivul Kalbusa, you're bringing your behemoth. So this is not something you're trying to understand necessarily with your brain, because I don't know how successful we were, like trying to understand. What? Okay. Fine, that's not where I'm going. Okay, so, okay. One second. But the part is that that's not where you failed. That's not where you got triggered. On the opposite. That's not the trigger. The trigger was that you weren't allowed to express yourself. You weren't allowed to feel. you, more than any of the other siblings, are the one that has the feelings. You're probably number 3 or number 4, the majority, or the youngest, fine. But usually it's the one that is, for whatever reason, energetically, it's the perfect balance of what the father wants to, and is not even aware of. It's just an extension of his energy. It's an extension. It's an evolution of that. So, feeling. It's about feeling. So you're coming into a container. It's like a chamber, and you're turning up the heat. You're recharging. It's going to last 24, 48 hours, whatever the span is. Some is a week, some is a month. I don't know. Some it's a day. Fine, but at least while you're in the chamber, this is what you're doing your workout. You're in the gym. Vacation, you're charging your phone. The phone is going to die. Why charge it? But I need to charge it. So, charge it. Okay, what else is Rosh Chodesh? So Rosh Chodesh, the big tzich. So it's a time that you can bring your behemoth and you can just let it go. Bring your behemoth, zamakar the behemoth. And then comes a dua. Thank you, Hashem, for because there's a big koich on the dua. That's our Arna Kohen is, and the dua. That's the key to bringing it down. It's with Haidah, to being grateful, having gratitude. Okay, next. What else is Rosh Chodesh? That's why I was thinking. Yeah, I was thinking about that before. Yeah. No, that's the Shul Shulgulim. Right. So how is that going to work? So that explains how it's going to work. It all starts here in the mind, the machshava. You have to imagine it. It's all, the Shekhinah is the child. Because the Shekhinah, the child, the child is the most innocent thing. He's pure. The child is so pure that as a child he imagined that it's going to be exciting when he comes home and he says that he knew by the feher, or like he can the test, or that he wants something, and if it's his birthday or any of that stuff. And with his naive imagination, he had all types of imaginations, and it could even be like, imagine that he's going to have his favorite dinner when he comes home, and then when he comes in and to his disappointment, it's godless, people are busy. The mom is busy with that, nervous, all that, and nothing. So you keep doing that over and over again, and after a couple of years, 3 years, you stop imagining. So you shut imagination down. But without imagination, you can't go anywhere. The ganze Chassidus, alles is gebot of Itztayis, mit Tzayis on in the Moich, to imagine the Tzadkuten. So I was talking to him today. Tzadkuten, so it's to be Mitzayir, imagine. But the imagination, the child was hurt, so he protects himself. He stops feeling. The child stops imagining. Because if I feel and I imagine, it's too painful. So I shut down. And 15, 16, 17, 18, now you're stuck in your head. And when you're stuck in your head, you can't go anywhere. You're hard like a rock. It's Yuvik Kalbusa L'Shtachvus. We have to get into the body. That's where you failed. In the body, not in the head. The head you can wing it. Yogi can, Nishgi can. This is good. But in the body is what's haunting you. I'm stuck. So it starts in imagination, and as the Rebbe said, it's going to be unique chayim. Just wake up. See yourself that you're in this world, and you're going to see yourself in Yerushalayim, B'Samigdash, and then Kodesh Kodeshim. how that happens, just to put it into more like alphabets, is as your life, you're learning Chassidus, and your life is, your consciousness is upgrading. You're more aware. You're watching what you eat. You're watching what you think. You're watching what you talk. You're mindful that you need to stay connected. That is different levels of Eretz Yisrael. This is how your kovish the Kanani Chitimori the Shiva Amam. When you wrap the film, you get into Zibmul, Kanani Chitimori, tying him down, and be machniyat. Be machniyat is like, I will not let it get the better of me. So all that starts in imagination. Now, what is cleaning the imagination? Yeah, she's here. Okay, you put it on a chair. Okay. So, what gives brain power? How are you going to start doing this? Okay, so. The mind, it's all energetic, it's all wheels, it's moving, everything is moving. Everything is, there's choymer and there's tzir. There's choymer and there's tzir. We're going from choymer to tzir. We're going in from hard material to soft material. I'm going in that my existence is that I can't walk through this wall because I'm a physical matter, to saying no. There's a tzura to it, and I could go through the wall. The wall is that you think you're so stuck in different things in your life that you can't go through it because you're stuck in chaymer. You're boxy. You're not. Your heart chaymer levenim. But now you're learning to get softer with this language. You're getting softer, and as you're getting softer, you're like, I could climb over the wall. There's no wall over there. Period. It's just gevuras, apply chasadim, open up, clear the way. Once you see it, once you do it, imagine it, and then bring it into your body, and just let your mind go, see what it does, because this is a healing energy. It's a healing koyrech. Because it's a positive thought. You created in the Olam HaMoshavah, and now you bring it in, and now you use that to clean the energy, to clean the goof. What does that mean? Clean the goof, clean the energy, just so we bring it into the words. A thought is already as if it happened, fine, that's besides the point. But as you're thinking something, you're creating a positive thought. The same way when you're thinking something negative, you're creating a negative thought. And that's what's haunting, and that's all the noise in your head. The thoughts that you think that, I'm just thinking it, it's a running valve.
Is that not machshava?
That's machshava, yes. So, it's a loift. You're creating worlds.
So here's the chilek between the good machshava and the bad machshava of their life.
A good machshava is, you know what a good machshava is. Just being in flow, but being sad is a bad machshava. You're processing, you're projecting now that level. What? Very good, very good. That's the $1 million question.
Welche machshava da wissen Sie deciden, welche machshava to follow?
You know, if it's a device that comes to get the machshava.
When you don't feel, you know it's good machshava.
Machshava is nicht auf
Yeah, give me the one.
He feels it. Nein, the machshava triggert a feeling. Heute the machshava nicht gegeben, the machshava triggert es a feeling.
I gotta take, I left him ein sip from the rosé because that is, I'm going to ein sip.
Let's machen mal gaan.
Ja, we gaan even lang gaan gaan, want het is beginning out waar gaat dat dan helemaal voor een andere periode. Wow. You're not getting that all the time. Okay. So, the kids are mensen. Yes. And then let me just finish the thought. Let me just read on the flow here. Then we'll do the name. Yes. What? How do you control to have only good thoughts? Okay. Very good. So let's go like this.
How's the machshava know before it comes into play?
weiß doch, wo der
1 second, hold on. Wow.
Let's get the question.
Feel the question. Tune into the center of your chest. Feel it going down to your stomach. Hold it, it's like a tightness. So this is the story. First of all, jeder einer is busy in the meditation to stop the mind. You can't stop the mind, you could stop the mind. Die ganze Sache, sitzt in der Front von der Wand, dort mit Verschuh ist, mit der Ex, hier ist doch gar nicht. Nothing.
It's non-stop.
Yeah. So the part is that, first of all, you should stop looking at your machshava as it is a part of you, as it's something that you need to control. It's not the way it works. You're looking at it from bottom up, and if you look at it from that way, you can't control it. But rather, you look at it from top down. You look at the child, his machshava, the cup, het mishov terim tzolot. You look at it from that way. Now, what happens is that you create compassion for it. It's called rachamim rabim, mo'er rachamim rabim. Because ultimately, that rush of machshuvas, that is your prison cell. It's one of the locks on your prison cell. You're all in prison. We're all. It's gulas. We're locked up in our thoughts. We're locked up in the cages of gulas. But it's coming down. Because this stuff gives you the codes how to take it down. If your life has changed in any shape or form, this is Toides Baal Shem. It's called Baal Shem. He was a Baal Shem. Gesucht und sie geworden. So this is Toides Baal Shem with the kav of the Alter Rebbe, which is Chachma, the kav of Chachma from Baal Shem. I mean, how colorful, how beautiful, how powerful is that? It's full of Chachma. It opens and melts anything and every door. There's no lock that this thing can hold up against this. There is no. This is the Efer Apara. You've been infected already.
But this is ook het machshava.
So as this stuff comes in, what happens is automatically your machshava is going to slow down.
Dorch de machshava.
One sec. Nicht dar. What? Hold on. Because part of the rush of the brain of the machshava is a chalik from the gulas. That's a chalik of the trap, and this is the food that we eat and the news. Everything feeds. One feeds the other. It's an organism. It's a living hakta organism. It's called nachash. And it's an anik. It's his oil. It's his fat. It's heavy. It's sluggish. It's kommen ze kan utemen. Pillen, noch pillen. So, but that's the body. That's the so now we got to clean it. So you're looking at it from Todas Chasidus. It slows down your mind. How? If you remember how we started this whole, by the check-ins and all that, it was slowing down the ball. Slowing down the ball. We did it the for Pesach also. It's an incoming fast. Just at least now you know how to respond to it. Where do I need to tune in? So, slow motion. And once Pari takes the whip off your back, so the brain slows down, then you're becoming aware of what's going on. I walk into a room, I got triggered, and I'm not like I'm in a ball of pain and screaming and I'm osmensch and I had an argument, spouse, kids, business, but rather I'm able to process it slowly because I see the ball coming. I also see that what makes me feel good. I also noticed, I realized that I began on a conversation. I don't always have to be running and rushing like, whoa, what's going on? Not like just because then it's toyu. Toyu, it burns out. It's too much. You got to have a proper keli, harness it, hold it. Spoke about the simple menschlichkeit, right? Cleanliness, washing the hands, and this is all ideas of bringing you present. And once you become present, you automatically, instead of stuff layering on you, stuff starts dropping. Because I'm present, I don't get out of a spin because something was said. I process it. I'm able to. Okay, I got to check in. I have somebody to talk to. Hello, matzav is good. Instead of getting into a spin. So, what helps? What is the main component? What is the pro-generator for this machshava? For this stuff that we're looking for? Yom Shekulei Shabbos. Close your eyes. Bring attention to the center of your face. Nose actually. Just relax the back of your head. Just relax. The goldish light. So Shabbos is Olam HaMachshava, because it's the day that we do nothing. You don't work on that day. On that day, all you do is you think and dibur, you talk, or not. It's all Machshava. That's why in Siddur Chabad there's no zmiris, because there's nothing to say. There's just a zam mishloch and a few words. I didn't know that. Just found it out recently. I thought they don't have zmiris because it's just like the other Koyrech is saying on Friday night. But there's apparently there's a deeper meaning why the other Koyrech is on Friday night. It's a different energy. Why make Shabbos? Huh? So daarachter zat? Daarachter. This is a dinner wire. Goldish, it's white gold. Okay. Ask me again. What's the kasha?
Stuff doing that down for the body.
The simple answer is, huh?
Sphere.
Oh, from Swedish fix.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Okay, good. Ik ben kennis dus van het gekend vallen. Van het weer kennen. Zo zijn kan ook zeggen. Swedish, dit is de Geset. I'm sorry. Chacham. Geset. Okay, Geset. Chacham of Geset. Chacham of Geset.
Maar zo zeggen.
Nein, das ist wohl Sinn, was ich ganz vorher gesagt. Sie fast mal gesagt, sie got it up open, okay, say that. You're right. I didn't want to tell you that. I didn't feel it would be polite. We're finally aligned. Okay, so Shabbos is Chodesh. Now, Favuz is Shabbos. What's going on Shabbos? What's happening on Shabbos? Why Taka? And I'm not sure V Mahal, but we have to get to a place where you can literally feel You can literally feel the Menichas HaShabbos, which means that if you would allow back your innocence from that little child, allow yourself to become real with present with where you're at, like a child, imagining and feeling the Oinik Shabbos. You can feel the shift on Shabbos, because the whole week we are operating through the Zeks Midas, which means that we have no choice. We're receiving through that organism. Yes, the
Why
next.
does Oinik also? What means Oinik Shabbos? Why does Oinik Shabbos?
Okay. No. It's a good question.
Once I have
I'll tell you.
Oinik, I have Menicha.
Hold on 1 second.
So I'll start off with Oinik and then we'll go to Menicha.
What is Oinik Shabbos? I want you to tune in. Everybody, go into your stomach. It's about experiencing Shabbos, so you know where to go on Shabbos. Okay, so tune into your stomach and see if you can see a white bluish light, soft. It's hitting hard, it's like an egg shape. The letters of Yud Kei Vav Kei, Yud Kei Vav Kei, all in gray, like a grayish, bluish. Go a lot deeper if the AC is off. Okay, so Oinik Shabbos is, that's where we should feel it. Let's say Oinik Torah is in Keser, it's Tainuk, but we only reach the Keser by Rava de Rav. That's why there is that tremendous pull by Shalashidus, where people start feeling a little down because there's a misalignment with the energy. We don't have language how to process that level. So raise your consciousness, force yourself into it, force it, say, no, I'm good. And then it will align you then. Because Shalashidus Gamer off to the Hefta Madran, Gamer and Atik. Atik is the Hefta Sfira. It's black and it's black because we can't decipher it. It's complete Oinig over there. So by just raising your consciousness, saying like I am good, raise yourself into it, and it will pull you in. That's when it will carry you out. It's almost like a tunnel into the week. If you can do it then, it will pull you in, at least for a couple of days, or it will at least get you over the hump of the Sunday fever and the Monday morning, maybe something. So you get over that, and maybe that's why the tzaddikim, they live the whole week in Shabbos because they're properly aligned and walked in. Wednesday already the new Shabbos starts. The new energy comes.
So what do we need to know in order to get to the Platz and feel the Menichas Shabbos, Oinik Shabbos, Rava de Rava?
So we're doing right now, we're preparing for that. We're learning this stuff. We're going to learn oisias, letters, as to what's going on. So your mind can now that the machshuvas have calmed down a little, your mind can start processing, like, what am I feeling right now? You're already trained, you know, like, what am I feeling? Bring it in. Where do you feel it? Where's the resistance? So play with it. And Shabbos is that time, because all the other machines are shut down. The whole sheshes, the zek spheres, alles wird, the whole system is shut down. And that's when we connect with him.
It's shut down, so it's not shut down.
It's shut down. It is shut down. That's why it's possible to have Menicha on Shabbos. Otherwise, Even if you go away on a vacation, you still feel stressed. You can relax for an hour or two, but then you're back at it. This one is not like that. You completely are able to surrender fully. Even if whatever, for now it's being held trapped still, even that should show you what Shabbos is. That you can relax on that day, whatever you want to do. Try to take whatever level of Shabbos you are, try to do that on a Tuesday. It's still not the same. So there's something in Shabbos, and that will automatically pull you into a deeper connection with Shabbos. Shabbos, we're not allowed to light a fire because Demetz is in the fire for Natzilus. It's the fire of Shabbos. The Tzemach Tzedek has a minor on it. We got to learn it. I said it a few times. We'll get there. I want to take that back. That's very typical to say. We'll get there. We got to learn it. That's such a typical Baldarshan thing to say. Take that back. Delete. Tzemach Tzedek has a minor on that on Shabbos. And the reason I'm referencing it is because I don't really remember it, so I'm referencing it, that that's where the market. Well, the bottom line is that there is a fire, that we're tapping into the fire of Atzilus, which means you don't have to bring your fire. On Shabbos, you don't have to bring it. The whole week, you got to bring fire. You got to keep the machine running. It's like an oven, an altar oven that you need to keep feeding the coals. This is the whole week. The whole week you keep feeding the coals, you keep feeding the fire. You have no choice. You can't stop. If you stop, you check out. You feel like you're missing out. You're depressed. If you're too active, you get burned. I mean, it's real work. It's heavy work. You're standing there and you shovel the coal. Shabbos, what? You have to. This is during the week. One second. No, he just wants me to say the mantra. What do you think we're experiencing here right now? It's Yom Shikil Shabbos. We're learning Shabbos. So fine. Was that available in previous life? Okay, so what's the word? So then comes Shabbos. And Shabbos is that you're receiving the fire. We don't have to do nothing. The fire is brought to you. You don't have to do nothing. The white, bluish light, fire, age, like the breastplate type of fire, but with blue and light blue and white. How about that? Huh? It's cool. I think so too. It's a little too playful. We need something more serious. No, it's good. Okay. Fine.
Inte någon till bringa Shabbos, det är någon till var bringa någon till var bringa Shabbos.
Okay, so thank you. So that's what we spoke about. The sooner you're gonna get into the body. Okay, so 1 second. But is the work done? Can you do that? But is it available to you right now? I don't know. What do you need in your life? What is it right now that keeps you working hard? That's it. Okay, so that keeps you. So it's not you. It's part of you. This is a part of me. Yeah, I don't need either. So they need. So I gotta provide, right? So hold on a second. One second. So yes.
Okay.
So the art is to get it. You got to finish the beer, whatever the rhythm has to happen, and then. But the kid is Haran zu bringen Shabbos in Welt, Haran zu bringen Lamatan as we talking. This is the ganze Avodah. On the higher conscience, it happened already. You have no problem. Shabbos, you have no issues. It's in the lower conscience that's the problem. So we got to elevate the lower conscience. So Sheish Yom Tov, the seats are calm enough there. We got to go. We got to work. And the idea, though, is what this helps is that it's not you working with your head anymore. You're not working with your heart. You work with your hands. It doesn't enslave you. There's no anxiety about it. You already know I'm doing my Shabbos, I'm doing mine, and the outcome is going to be there's enough for everybody. The only thing that needs to happen is me aligned with my Shaitan. It does not mean work harder. It doesn't mean quit the job. God forbid either. It means start being present with yourself. Shed all those pounds of negative matter, and automatically things will change. Because only what you're projecting can show back up at you. Only what you're projecting. Now, one second. Could be that I'm projecting total happiness and simcha and success. No voice nachalsnish. Yeah. I should be sitting now in Yerushalayim, projecting, right? What's going on? What's going on is that suf, we're still in the body of the nachash. We're still in, this body still needs cleaning. So even though my intentions are good, but there's still suf, there's still chaymer that needs work, that needs cleaning. Why? How do I know? Because I'm still dealing with incoming. I'm still I'm not 100% aligned. So starts with Shabbos. Once you activate the machshava and you start projecting, you start letting it flow, letting it come in slowly. You raise your vibration, your sensitivity. That's where it starts. It's not your success is not going to start in the hustle. That's not where success is coming from. Shabbos is the Makoyra Bracha.
You want to put it in oysters.
Yeah, but the name is Gain Veren Gezuk, no matter what.
If you want to put it in oysters, what am I doing Shabbos in order to get it? Just present, breath.
Okay. As ik moet afgitaar. I agree.
I'm surrendering to you now. I asked the question.
The issue's got to go up.
Deal.
Cool. Shabbos. Let's not have Shabbos.
Second.
So you're not going to yeah?
Surrounded, just a second.
I'm fully surrounded.
Goes off, just a second.
What?
Yeah. Cement on, just a
Vayechal Elohim Bayoim Hashvi Kivoy Shuvaz Mikol Malachtoi Asherusu Weisz Vayoy Mashmi Vayekadesh Soy Kivoy Take any negative thought you have and just release it. Just become clear with yourself. Any Mikasha or any moment? After? Any moment? Any Mikasha or after we can do it, huh? Any moment?
Having a full sprint. Having a full sprint, understand what I understand now.
Baruch Hashem.
So it takes me a little bit.
Ani mamin be'emuno shelema. Ani mamin be'emuno shelema. Ani mamin be'emunah shelema. Be'vias HaMoshiach ani mamin. Ani mamin be'emunah shelema. Vias HaMoshiach ani mamin. V'yafal bi she'yismameya. V'yafal bi she'yismameya. Im kozei ani mamin. V'yafal bi she'yismameya. V'yafal bi she'yismameya. Im kozei ani mamin. Im kozei ani mamin.
second I was able to tune into that feeling, I got lost.
Which feeling?
That feeling.
Where did you feel it? Where in the body did you feel it? Okay. You didn't lose it. That was just an ignite. Can't feel it. This is just a blitz. Oh, chesed.
I know. As soon as I realized that,
You've been
Yes.
zapped. You can't get away from it. It's already working inside of you. It's running around. It's smarter than you. It's chachma.
I know.
Okay, you may wake up in the morning with a different
But
set
the
of eyes.
second of tune aan te nemen, dat was unaware. Wie, hoe is then?
Oh, this is good. You can be aware of this. This is chachma. It's koyach man. You can't process this. Fine. This is not chesed. I feel good. I feel strong. Cool. I feel balanced.
The funny thing is you can.
Okay, sure. And then it keeps going. Sure. Now giving birth to a different consciousness. This thing, you know.
So again, that's why I said,
Okay.
when I start tuning into that feeling, weird is unweird. Where that's coming from, and it's only coming here, whatever all the cheshbon is, then you get carried away. But if you just tune into that feeling, it's fine.
Yes.
Okay?
Fine. But first, we're talking about Vekas. We're talking about being present. Nothing changes outside. First inside, and then manifest on outside. Right? We're expecting right away something to change, and that's where you lose it. It's simplicity. It's simple. It's neimas, sweetness. And once again, I want to preface again that we're talking extreme talk. You go into Welt, you have to land, you have to apply it to you. But you're going into, in a chamber to train. When you go to a schwitz, or you're schwitzing halfway, schwitz properly. Okay, so schwitz. You want an upgraded version of the check-in. Good.
Now we're schwitzing.
Now try it on with the sweater.
Big time schwitzing.
And not the schwitz. I don't know if it's a chachma. I don't know. Name is just called. So, Bekitzer Amaisa, that's where it's at. We're talking about Fauna Schwitz. Mechi got the question, yeah. I think with Maya, can someone get the Maya? Okay.
My question was...
Yeah, perfect. All I care is about the now. The problem is only when I click the rows.
Mechi wants the names.
Oasis, yeah.
Okay, let's do Oasis.
From the mask.
Ah, yeah.
The Oasis van hand naar zijn
Whatever you
andere.
put in, that's what you... I said Oasis and Sham.
Because wants the names.
Ik weiß het, dat is was gewollt in de Oasis. Okay, we zijn er zo. Everybody, let's just tune in to the sponsor of tonight. The Sieder zur Schöne. Is het aan Sieder?
Nope.
Okay. Gaat aan Sieder.
Can I see them?
Maar ik breng sourdough en ze gaat aan vis en ze doet Sieder. Gaan we ze op deze party hier tonight.
Cool.
Ze is schuld is al de wereld. Mijn giga's brengen 2 galles, ik breng 3. I think I should have brought 4.
I said 2, 3.
Okay.
2, 3? Then I should have brought 4 then. Can you please put a smile on your face? Good. If that has made you smile, thank you. I love you. Not even from here, just stand there. Okay. Xavier? Okay, fine. I just had to check it real quick. Xavier Nigis. It feels good.
Prati.
Huh?
Prati.
Prati, okay. So David ben Ruchel Malka. David ben Ruchel Malka. Wow. Malka, so Ruchel. Let's go do it. Okay, Duvit Malka. And then we have Martha Ali Ben Sepoya. Ga ik het alvast blimmen? Yes, Ben Rivka. Yes, Ben Rivka. It's popping up. Martha Ben Pesel Malka. En er is met Yasser Ben Tzvi. Oké.
Ja.
Gaan we, ja.
Fijn.
En dan gaan we naar weinig.
Deep inside.
No, that's just good. So what?
Deep inside.
Teeth inside. Okay, let's do this.
Wow. That's the sound or no?
Sure.
Deep inside?
Yeah, I got it. Let's go.
Bring it in.
I guess it's nicht deep. It's not schwierig deep.
Was meinst du?
And the sound is not schwierig deep.
Dat is algemene keulers. Dat is normaal, die gaat voor de hand naar. Dat is goed, dat is eruit.
Tegen ding. Tegen de kortjes met de disher uit heggen, weet ik wat van de dimmer.
Okay, so let's show them what's up. V'hine kol ze hu b'chol sheish semei ma'aseh. Jeder hat es? 174. Auf der zweite dat schreibt sich v'hine kol ze. V'hine is de eerste as.
Finished it?
No, we finished the last task. We looked at as Hashem she'aim milucha elaychet. Kachem, we did it last week again. That's what we finished last week. Oh yeah. V'hine, kol ze hu b'chol sheishes yimei ha'maisa. Shenei b'hu sheishes yomim tavet. Die alle ganze Sachen, was man gerade früh als Alma de Pirit, wie de Schwutem haben gesagt von Jakob, was in seinem Tag ja ein Olam Pirit, aber in seinem alles fällt mit sommer in sein Herz ist Takua, ist angenehmt, das Shem Echa. So, avoid hier beginnes Pulchana de Chemise. Es wird geriefen, the arbeitus that you're doing out there is called, the struggle that you're having, is called the work of the Eibishter. That's what the Zohar calls it. Pulchana de Chemise. De Chemise.
No.
What?
La.
La?
Gemoes, niet
Wat is het Duits voor beginnen?
De Chemise, ja, Rachamim. Ja, Eibishter work. Huh?
Wat is het Duits voor work?
Pulchana is work, yes. Ki beginnes avoide v'yigia. She after lias hayledas v'amshachas ahavim was burniness. Listen to this. They avoide in the yigia. Dorch de arbeit was in stimmer a ganze Woche. I after lias hayledas v'amshachas ahavim has burniness. Sin is meglich zu hum von dem amshach an ahavim is through his burniness. In other words, we can sit in session after session, in workshop after workshop, trying to figure out. You know, remember the question we had last week? A big deal, a few weeks ago. So the Eibishter B'Shaf and Alvas. I'm not impressed. I don't expect anything less. This guy, he controls everything, right? So, but the fact is that there's a certain sensitivity there that we're numb to, because it should be wow. But it's like what? Okay, so we're so stuck in this frequency that we're not even copying what's going on, the power, and through that. So says the Alter Rebbe, that it's yafshir from your work that you're struggling in your work. You're not going to be able to get to his boinanus through that because it's too intense. Elim kan yigas atzma lekasha data b'chozik. Only if you're going to put extra yigis lekasha data b'chozik to be makasher yidas with strength. V'nitzach hazeh kol olam ates malachas beruchnis, hazaraya v'chodesh, k'mo shekoseh b'mokem acher. So it means that like this. In order to get ahead of the game during the week, you have to have tremendous will and siyata d'shmaya and brain power to be able to, from my struggle, working and trying to make something, to see the Eibishter. There's like, wie wo's man, der tzatz dracht van Eibishter. You can barely catch your breath. You got to pay the bills. There's different struggles and everything. So it's hard. The condition is so hard, I can't even see the purpose in it. Like, what's the point? I can't figure out any reason why I'm going through, a person goes through this hardship. What's the point in that? Aval b'Shabbos, netoise b'chalech neshama yised. Shabbos came to an extra neshama, a new neshama. V'haina, what does that mean? Shenurad b'Knesset Yisrael, sie wird geboren in Knesset Yisrael. We're all a part of Knesset. We are Knesset Yisrael. It happens to be that right now this is a big meeting of Knesset Yisrael. There's more than 10 Yidden here, so there's a massive a gathering, and it's open. Ask.
Was meint Lamates Meluchas?
Lamates Meluchas Shabbos. The Lamates Meluchas Av Meluchas and Suntunis Shtiyim Shabbos. Oh, Berachnis. That's what we're going to learn.
Oh, okay.
What's meant is Berachnis? Well, first you do it on Shabbos. Yeah, Berachnis is.
This is Rachnis.
1 second. No, there's first of all the one that's, let's do Yediyas HaMatzias. There's one in Yediyas HaMatzias, like we're going to touch it, but it's above the pay grade or not, which means as follows. Every one of the halachas is an organism of B'Shafer, of Creator. Okay? The way it works is that Olav HaMachshava, he decided he's going to create a world, and now everything that we're saying here is from when he said Chachmas, he says from after he decided to create a world, which means that before that we can't process it. We don't know what it is. So let's just understand that. Fine. After that is where the fun starts. The way he shows up in Welt, he's Lamaila, Mizman, and Mukam. There's no grasp. We can't process. Our brains can't process only something physical, unless you drink enough mashka and other stuff. Like Torah and other stuff, like breathing.
And other stuff.
V'chulis. Whatever it takes to get out. It's no different than all the other antidepressants that still suppress. So, B'kitzar HaMaisa, so everything, he shows up in Taryag Mitzvahs. Ramach mitzvahs shesul loisas, 248 mitzvahs asay and 365 loisas don't do. What does that look like? It's let's just say Shemus, letters, oisias, flying, 613. Every time we tap into a mitzvah, we connect to that oil. The whole Atzilus is one. It's a oil that is 613 mitzvahs. Now, somebody that knows the Lamates Malachas, the proper, like we don't do, so that's good. That's one thing, a holding. But then to really activate it is to know them, to learn them. And that's when you know which part of you it takes up, like not brushing the hair, whatever the Av Malacha, Zeraya, Charisha, the plowing, flants and osras and all that good stuff, carrying. Aber b'Shabbos and Tosef b'chalech neshama yisere, v'hainu, shenur b'knesset Yisrael davar chodesh mamish, masha enim tzeben b'chol, that you don't have during the week. You can turn on the air a little, if you want.
It's a bria?
If you want. What?
Neshama Yisrael is a bria? But the Rebbe says netoisef.
What do you mean when you say bria? What do you mean by that?
Neue Sache kommt heran, it's developed sich etwas in dieser Sache, es ist behalten eine ganze Sache.
Netoisef.
What do you mean Netoisef?
Wie steht Netoisef? Wo ist Netoisef? Wie steht Netoisef?
Aber the Shabbos Netoisef means...
Aber Shabbos Netoisef.
Shenoila Dover Chodesh means...
Aber Shabbos toch al liggen de Shom is, waar Shenoila de Knesset Yisrael Dover Chodesh, Mamash Masha Enim Tzeben B'chol. Ik dacht, ja, Sanai Shabbos. Jede Shabbos there's a new brie.
Andere Pshat wie normaal.
What? How can you? Because, very good. So, because if the more connected you are, the more present you become. Remember, Malchus, okay, good. The ganze process was Megad Adarat. Everything that you're experiencing and everything, all your struggles, is starting in Malchus. Malchus is where time and space starts. Before Malchus, there's no time and space. It's Hoya Hoya V'yeh. Okay? But if there was Hoya Hoya V'yeh, if the past, the future, and the present is all happening at the same time, there isn't anybody here that can process Eibishter. There's nobody that can process this life because you're living in the present moment. So we have to create something as a Malchus, which is time. It slows, stretches things. It takes an hour to get from here to Monsey. It takes 5,000 miles from here to Israel. That's all Malchus. It's all the Nefesh because the ego doesn't want to let go. It doesn't want to release. It's so built up and it's so about me. And the more me it is, the less connected I am to the infinite. And the less connected I am to the infinite, the more I'm in time and space, the more pain and the more all that whole spiel. Now, Malchus, after the Nuchash, this is what it looks like. But once you tap into the Yom Shkula Shabbos, you tap into, you get present in Shabbos. That's all there is. There is only Shabbos because the inside of the truth. Stuff, we're going to get back to our truth. You have no choice. You go back home. Truth, Tshuva, Tushivkar. You're going back home. Everybody's going to go back to where they need to go. Their Muslim is going to go where he needs to go, and everybody's going to get back. This is the truth. B'nai Yisrael, Gemalat, Bris Kodesh, Shabbos. We eat off of Shabbos. We feed off of the Shabbos. What's that? Tefillin, ois, yes, another ois. This is it. So you're going back to your truth. So Yom Shekul Shabbos is that the more present you can get. Now you already have moments in your week that is already a Shabbos moment. If when you're present and you're calm, you have an experience that is a Shabbos moment. From those moments, they turn into a longer moment, from a trio to Shavurim to Tekiah, and then you have a longer stretch of what? Yeah. So by working the whole week, he's going to explain it. By working the whole week, in other words, when you decide to build a house, before you start building, you know why you want to build a house. I want to have this. I want my kids and my wife and the whole spiel, and or your let's say the business, not the house. Business is better because the house is personal. It's going to come back too close. So I'm building a business. This. So you get into the business. 6 months, a year, 2 years, 2.5 years, you completely you lost track of what you're doing. Like the best mashal is the designer that's like, I'm doing this because I'm really creative. I'm an artist and I'm creating. The painter. Right? And it turns in from a hobby, it turns into work, and then you completely forget why you're doing this. And that means that your energy is completely stretched out. You're like this, you're flat on your face. Except for this time, you're flat on your face, not intentional. So what happens is that Shabbos. Watching Alten nog them. Alten Valen's
Forget why you're doing it.
Why doing? So comes Shabbos. Shabbos, you go back home. You recharge the battery, and that tells you why you're doing it. And once I know why I'm doing it, it means that there's a massive iskashus of das. You're connecting. You're becoming present. I know why. What am I doing? And once you have to get clear with what you are doing, with why you're doing it, you are going to be very conscious as to what you're doing. Because once I'm only doing stuff that I'm connecting to and I'm present with it, I'm going to figure out very soon that a lot of stuff that I do, I don't need to do. Because it's not a part of me. Until now, I was in a coma. That is Shabbos. Shabbos, it brings us back. It brings us back home. It brings us back into the center line. So, what is this? What is this that's born on Shabbos? The Ava and the Ratzon. What is Ava? Ava is, I think Ava is kind of like, I want to say bliss. It's not bliss. It's also not like I'm in love. It's a activated ava. It's a fire. Ava is fire. It's age from the heart.
Why not law?
What?
Why not law?
Ava is not awe. That's a stockikus. That's
What do you
Yira.
say?
Yira is also awe. Yes.
What do you say, Zutz?
Huh?
Stockkiss is bait. Like missing, like I don't need to
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Yira. That's what it is. It's Yira. Yira is all.
It is fair, not like.
But you have to build. No. Fear is clipping.
It's fair out of love, but.
Oh, you say love. Giving oh.
You have to build up to awe. There's a moment of awe. You have to build to it. Not everything you're going to be awed by. So, I mean, have you ever been awed?
Crush my thought.
Awe is like, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
Was
go
that?
on the floor. Oh, a lot of
Yeah?
times. Almost
I don't know. I don't
every
think I was ever awed.
No?
No? Really?
Was I awed? I'm not sure.
Which are you awed by this?
You never
What?
saw scenery
No,
that
please
just
remind
like
me.
took your breath away? So, when die siehst, dass ein Stückel von Teure von der Rebbe, like, wow.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I've been awed. Yeah, l'chaim. Fine. I'm sorry, COVID came and stuff happened. The Anonim circle doesn't. We're in the Anonim COVID. What are we doing? We need to be reminded.
The Orchoiser that we've been awed by you.
Whatever. Big deal. You go to a fighting class. The guy teaches you how to fight. I'm awed by him, and he's teaching me how to fight. That's all I'm doing. I'm teaching you how to fight.
So you're going back in to go back to the feeling, see where it's going, direct it, you want the right flow, through the right flow.
Connect to what was I saying before?
You have to go back to the feeling and see where it leads you in
Absolutely.
order to align yourself.
Yes. When
That's why you're running back to the feeling.
the eagle flies from the stomach. That's how the nesher flies. He flies completely. So the wings one too, but you're not a bird anymore. You're just flying. You glide. It's all in the teferes. Now also we're getting the keser, which is an eagle with a proper razor brain. That's it. So, the kids at Amaisa, eine beginnen ze haven we roetsen Hashem, zullen mij maar zeggen waar hij binnen is. Kine is roetsen, perish. Is roetsen, is roetsen zullen de maar zeggen. Waar hij binnen is, ben ik roetsen aan tachten. There's a desire was wird geboren from cycle and his boiness. I'm thinking about it, I'm processing it, and from there I get a desire for it. This is roots not tachel. If you should begin to roots zijn nodig man segel, while they type of desire wird geboren from dan segel. Im kein hulamata magach me binnen, want nodig neemt zich me hem. Because if I get excited about a certain low frequency thing, that means that my segel, that means it's operating from here down. From this machine down, okay? Because I built a certain excitement up to it. Aber is beginnen zu rutsen ellen, shall malen ma gachma. Ze doen aan beginnen van rutsen ellen, we zullen zeggen van gachma. We gillen beginnen zo, whenever ze adam hoe beginnen ze haven. And days galas in the nefesh udem is a beginnen ze haven. It's a certain fire. She'ena noil de his bonus. It's not born from thinking. You're not processing anything. You're not going to figure anything out. That's not how this comes. Because once again, once you have to think, once you're thinking about something and getting excited about it, it's coming from down here. It's a das tachten type of energy that you're tapping into. Because I'm processing it from here down. Dies is geboren. The gillen beginnen zo, whenever ze beginnen ze avond zijn en al de masbonnen zeggen. Kien hoe we have one second. The gillen aflees beginnen ze rutsen ellen, shalom okay, avond is beginnen ze rutsen ellen. There's another desire, shalom alama chachma. Skimp hecher van chachma. It comes from wherever where you tap out, where you end. That's where it starts. The gila beginnen zu benefesh adam and they beginnen they gila benefesh adam he begin who beginnen ze ave she'enen al dem as boinenus. There's sa beginnen von fire was nicht geboren von his boinenus as segel. Not from think in hier have pshuta. It's a simple ave shelamal man as segel. Says hecher van segel, which means once again you're not going to understand. You're not going to figure it out. Anything you're doing to try to figure out, that's not where it's at. It's nowhere close there. Do your figuring out so you know where to let go and just finally when the moment comes, you're in the moment. Shezeh beginnes yichida shebenefesh. This is yichida shebenefesh. Shelamayla machachme. Kamo derech mashal. Yichida shebenefesh can be, no. You're going to feel, you're going to go there when we go there. What? We did it a few times, but I don't want to rob the experience because I want it to be natural. I mean, I think that's what everybody wants. Shezeh beginnes yichida shebenefesh shelamayla machachme. Ikamoya derech mashal. Okay. Still zan. Kashiach batze adam begefetz veratzen. Ja, Mensch is will a gefetz. Kashiach batze adam begefetz. A Mensch will a gefetz. I want something. Veratzen leeze dover. And hat a desire for a specific zach. A negay leetzem a nefesh. Which is negay for me to my nefesh. Mamash, we gorim lo lasses the warum shloip pi das vasechel. And says im gorim zot nie sagen, was nicht op pi das vasechel. Doesn't make any sense, but yet he's doing it. Klau. Ki rotze say omik masechel. Well, jener rotze is tiefer von sechel, just a part of me. I want it. No begashmi, it's good. Perfect. That's a sheishes yom tava. This is kalmach techel. Work in it, so you activate your rotzen, and then you can fire back. That's exactly what he's going to say. What's that? Once again, l'chaim to you. No, I'm not gonna. I have some things in Ruchnis. Why not? What's there to hide? What do I need to be like? Oh, I'm only having an Gashmis. It isn't Gashmis yet. Because we're talking to people that are even on a higher level. Because the lower you are, the higher you're being driven by Kesser from all the way on top.
It's emotional.
Why? Because Kesser is Parshes Koyrech. Yeah, that's why it shows up like this when it's from Naples. But really, it's Kesser. What? Yeah, Simcha Chassan. Yeah. Correct. Correct. I didn't know the last part. Something with guilt. Okay. Is that what you said? Guilt? Okay, good. So Zana Sach guilt. Zana Shefer. Since I'm giving the Shiur, I guess I'm saying something. But now we have to bring it into this consciousness.
Ja.
Okay.
No,
Breng ze aan.
Is het lichaam? Is het nog wander?
Dus gaat op een meter hoe dan Yom Shabbos dag. Dus dan Shabbos doe je ieder Shabbos.
Thank you.
They have like Lamana Maradas, they are pure have.
Wat heb je waar?
Ja, dit is het was gara in Shabbos.
Ik wil zeggen dit.
Wow. Thank you.
No, I'm going to get a music. Wow, so the schouders hebben. Dat zal kunnen in mijn stag gaan. Alright. Right there. Gurum laatste waarom shloip bij taam adaz zeggen klak je rotsen zijn omik maar zegel. Kenoide, hoe kenoide. Shias beginnen ze rotsen. Ja, dus geeft dus ook slagaam dat. Slagaam. You're representing him also, come on. Get slagaam dat van de shit.
Wow.
All right, yalla. Well, let's finish the piece and then we'll do a break and we'll wash. Whoever wants to. Okay, the end time let oh, what? No, this is a big piece over here.
Yeah, sure.
One second. I'm losing my finger.
Asira of the Canada.
Get to the cash.
And Moshe, we need to plug in because the whole everybody's a piece of the ship, and we gotta tighten up. We're holding a lot of space here. This is not like in the dining room where you can get away. This is real space. This is proper holding space. Can you hold cup over there? I'm talking to myself. It took me a few weeks to adjust. No, you didn't lose me. We're right here. Once found can be lost. The Rebbe Shab said it today. He said it that once there was megala, it's only a kissi. It can only cover up, but it's there.
You can't remove it.
Not you can't move it. Once it's been no, it's the Ramchal.
So what's so bad if keeping
Once you have a bris, he's talking about the bris. Once you have the bris, you are tapping into the yid of the Shin Dalet of Shakai. Once you're there, you can't undo it. It's been exposed. You've been touched by the light. You've been touched by it. That's it. The Torah has been exposed, and so once found, you can't be lost.
Damage for life. It was damage for life.
No, why damage?
Yeah.
Yes, truth is yes. His ego is completely damaged. Huh? Yeah.
Moshe, you still feel like you want to cover it from time to time.
Cover what?
Cover the...
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You get cover. It's like whatever you're experiencing resistance is just a cover. It's not really. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So the air conditioner was like put down 110.
Your number, right? 74. That's what you said.
74. But it's on 80.
71. Because your last thing.
No, but it's like on 77. Well, it's not going to go off. It's like this. You take breaks. Put it on one number. Thank you. I'm just telling you. I know the temperature in the plane, and the passengers are cold right now.
Sounds like a passenger.
I'm telling you, the temperature needed for this meat is not this temperature.
Okay. Totally surrounded.
This meat is being overly frozen.
Totally surrounded.
Okay. And we're running out of wine, so it's like you don't want to get stuck mid-air and then we'll crash land. I thought Monday's a rough day. There wasn't ever that. Wednesday's a rough day. No, I ask myself sometimes that question. Like, muntig is it exactly. But in September sind wir schon voll geworden. So müssen wir schauen, wie viel. Wir arbeiten wie jeden.
Sind wir bosses.
Ja, sind wir geworden.
It's going to work today.
All right.
Hey. Predictive question.
Listen to me.
Yes, I have an alternative. Don't bring it in. Just cut it to 2 days. Just cut it to 2 days. Try it.
No, but it's been a ganz leven, dat was het 2 days.
What?
50% yet.
All right, let's continue. We're on a good flow here. Let me end in the Weisz. Left me fire them. Yeah, give me the under letter. Okay, fine. Okay. Aber egal, jetzt haben wir schon Yes. Okay. Ik begin samen met roots en ze. So ik kan dus eerst beginnen ze roots en shall one line up. Beginnen ze shall malama segel. So beginnen ze malama segel. Derg amram kach alle machshava. Oh, ik kan dat helpt me. Kach alle machshava van één tamel rots. Wat is dat zo? Wenn Moshe al gezien het aangekickt in de matzav dort. En gezien weer Rabbi Kiva was de guy geshem dan Suririga Malchus. He did not know what was going on. Moshe Rabbani gezien is ook ulaba van maar gezien die de Suririga Malchus. En gezien Rabbi Kiva wie got to darshan the tagim from the sufferers. He was able to darshan. He got archozer from that too.
More than Moshe said.
Kol tag with tag. Watch Shemir. I've gezien what guy for. Moshe given the base, but it's gedash. What?
Gedash was gedash.
Gedash. Moshe given guy for. Nun zetten we met zelfs te stikken. Had ik gezegd what? Is that teuren? Is that schoenen? This is teuren. This is the. I thought we're doing about light over here. What's it this? Hat mir schon gestoik. Kachel op machshava. Like noch ein Wort and ich drehe über der Welt toive. So of course Chassidus is not going to let you slide like this. Like what? Ibe dran avel. Was scheduled for the wer draait, was draait, and deal to do mit der geest draag. What are we talking about? So explains Chassidus explains the Rebbe Rashab that there's two levels in Chachma. There's two levels in Chachma. There's a level in Chachma that we can understand. That is the Keli of Chachma. That's what we receive from. And then there's the oil that feeds that. That is Ein Aroich. Ein Aroich means it can't process it. Chachma does not know what to hit him. He doesn't know where this is coming from. And it's receiving from such an intense source, such an intense light, that it's Aroich to where it's coming from. Whatever that means. Let it drop in your head. Zap. So,
all of the machshava is lamala mechochma?
Yes. Very good. That's exactly what he's saying. He's saying that not that now let me tell you what does it mean. Lamala mechochma. It's a shayna word. But what does it mean? Chassidus tells you. Chassidus wants you to climb the ladder. It's not just vertlich that we understand. You have to. Everything is another step on the ladder to get higher and closer to yourself. Okay. Sie dreht über die ganze Body? Yeah. Well, this is Chachma. They put around the ganze body. Good.
Because the way is the other.
Fine. Let me go on this malach, then we'll do that outside when we take the break. No, because there's Zug steppers. I want to go on there. I don't mind taking a break on that. So the word is Azoi. So the Rebbe Rashab. So now you have. Okay, what does that mean to us? Lamala mechachma. Because like this, you have chachma. Kulam b'chachma sisa. Fin chachma hat sich alles umgefangen. Okay, everything is happening from chachma. That means that I can, with the highest level of chachma I can process is that if you learn Torah, then it's sick as these. That's what it looks like. Rabbi Kiva is given of a level again Mesiras Nefesh. He davened always after being Mesiras Nefesh, which means that in order to reach that level of chachma, it gets bloody sometimes. Completely, yes. Complete, absolute, completely surrendered. Now, that's just a vessel. That's just the body. They created a vessel for us. It's holding us. We can't process that. Well, we can or not. We process this throughout life. Yidden have processed this. Okay, Mesiras Nefesh, blowing up and whatever the case is. So we got this too. Yes, we all got this. We are all here. You have in your DNA a level of Mesiras Nefesh that is ready to sacrifice everything. That is where that goes into Keser, and this is where Keser meets Malchus, and this is exactly where we're heading. Where the Midas have the proper bitter already, and now Malchus meets Keser ponim b'ponim. And we're all deep in that process right now, where Malchus is going to meet Keser ponim b'ponim. And whoever is in charge of the lights, if you can put that up, we can get much higher without that light. I'm sorry, higher vibration, I think. Not higher as in kavunas. We're simple people. Huh? I don't know, but I know if that is off, then we may be memenicha. Okay, man, can gaan veel mee menicha.
Memenicha, dat is dat nooit.
Nou, dat is het ding. We gaan naar zo menicha. Ik vond het weer van de menicha.
Mag ik eerst nog iemand over Maggie?
Nou, zeg het, no, niet leuk. No, zeg het. Huh? No, ik meen het zo goed. Is dat goed, ja? Ja, dat is goed. Oké. Ik meen het zo goed, ja.
Moshe had maar dingen dan, en ik wil hingen.
Hoe wil je hingen?
Ehrlich.
Die was gaan?
Might as well.
Okay, so we're saying kach alle mashal van één taam leratzen. Okay. Let's get the circle over here. Ubegin zu. Ga de plaats, don't worry. Okay, dan ben ik ganz goed. Het begin is ahava verroetsen ze. And they beginnen van they fire and they rootsen. Okay, so I think we split this before. There's the fire and then there's the desire. I have a fire, the hartsbrand, but ik wil op een steen, no. Then the rootsen. The rootsen is the one that pushes. The rootsen is the one that drives. So you want to align the ava in the rootsen. Your passion with your fire with your desire. Your passion with your desire. Once again, as you become present, you become mindful. You get in touch with what's really, you start feeling with your body instead of thinking in your head. You start feeling, then you get in touch with your real passion. Wat wil je graag expressen? Allemaal wil express. Hier beginnen ze haven, raben. Deze is aan het beginnen. Oké, het begin is, I'm sorry, yes. Ja, het voelt me goed. Wat het maakt geen sens. Het begin is haven, verroetsen ze. Lashem. Het begin is haven, verroetsen ze. Moet je zeggen, we gaan met elkaar zo van eindhanden roetsen. Oké. Het begin is haven, verroetsen ze. Lashem. When I sind on their fire, Lashem, we'll see soon what that means. Misgala benefesh adam b'yem Shabbos davke. Op beginnen ze averutzen ze Lashem. De averutzen was Lashem is misgala benefesh adam b'yom Shabbos davke. Listen to me. Davke is a very intense word. Davke means
Only.
It's in spite of. In other words, the Lamates Malachas, no. That's where I wanted to go before. Yes, there are mitzvahs essa, shasud lois essa, the 365 lois essa, which is what is higher, a mitzvahs essa or a mitzvahs lois essa?
We spoke
Somebody
about it
scream
when
out. One second, whoever didn't know, I want to find. Okay, yeah, didn't know. We spoke about it. Yes. Fine. So. Yeah, S is very big, but a lois S is bigger because thank you for giving me the action. Because lois S is something that I can still express in words. Is like we said before, is lamata from the machshava. It's already created here. Something that is higher, something that doesn't have, something that's higher. I can't even express it. Keser and keser, we have no expression. Chesed, gevura, tefer, chesed, gevura, keser, chachma, keser, we have no expression of. Because it's higher than what I can process. Okay, so too. So Aloy Sasa is stronger because I have no words, no expression. That is the avodah on Shabbos. The whole week I do. Shabbos is dafka. There is 90% of not doing. The only thing you're allowed to do is eat, sleep, and daven and learn. I mean, you're not allowed to do anything else.
You're doing or you're not doing, you're doing.
Exactly. That's how you express Aloy Sasa.
Once you're doing already, it's an expression. It's a managed machshava.
No. This expression you express by not doing. How? I'm not doing it. I'm present. I have a meal, a seder. I express myself with high conscious talk, with whatever it is. You want to express yourself, but it's not specifically no fire, none of that other stuff. Nothing that is. What does it mean no fire? Why are not allowed to light fire? Anything that's going to generate energy from down here, you can't do because you're bringing Eish Zara. You're bringing in Eish Zara that is Chayav Misa. That's it. It's Eish Zara because it's Eish Kodesh. There's the fire from Beis Hamikdash. There's the fire of the Beis Hamikdash, and when we are generating energy on Shabbos by doing stuff that generates power, that sparks it pisses him off. He's like, "What? I'm preparing you a beautiful meal over here. What are you doing?" I mean, we'll go into the Eish Shabbos. There's that. He talks. Malachim in the Tozenter Malachim came in. At the man, if you don't go to shul, please go outside of the door and come back in. Do it. Get real with yourself. Get innocent. Activate your child. Become creative. Lighting candles. I mean, look, you go to these fancy the tefillas, candles and all that. We're talking about, you know what it is? That the woman goes and lights candles for Shabbos to welcome in the Shabbos, this energy, this shchina. and I think we started with this earlier and I didn't finish, is that we are Malchus. Malchus is the feminine. Malchus, and the child, the Shekhinah expresses itself in the child. And we messed up in that, in the midbar, the Asura, the Tzenis Yonis. With the man, with constantly. Like Shekhinah kept expressing itself, look, I'm going to give you food from the sky, from the Himmel, with the Trugen Volkanas. It's like a child's play. Mishkan, with toys, with verschiedene Sachen, Mizbach, and it was a beautiful process. Like, who comes up with something like this? Disney World? Yeah? How creative is this? How playful is that? That is Shekhinah. That's what you want, to express yourself in Shekhinah. And we couldn't handle it. We're among the Chayas. We couldn't handle it.
Seems like we got all of them complain.
Exactly. Oh, well, we got what?
The nun, the slug, all this stuff was coming. We complained. Oh, okay, you're not happy.
No, that wasn't the issue. No, one second. The man wasn't the issue. The issue with the man was he told him, take, okay, very good. You just tripped our live wire. Sorry, Maya, we're going there. Tell them to quit their jobs. So,
I have no problem.
the man gewinnt, the issue was, the Eibsche sucht von Moshe, Guy sucht for the Chevre, that I'm going to, ich ga schicken, jedem einem, Ishle fi Achle. Jeder gaat bekommen, was darf. Every single day, at your door. Maar de Chevre is can't control. Maar de darf gaan wegleggen for the future. That's fine. Okay, but here we're talking about, like, remember, it was the program, the training program. He's like, what? You don't trust me? Every day you're going to get what you need. It's designed this way. Keine kann schrecken, muss dance. So mit der Ruge the Tzadikim is gekimmen beim Tier. The Panusi gekimmen zu dem. The Beinen haben gedacht, wacken ein bisschen. The schwachere Beinen haben gedacht, wacken ein bisschen Water. In the Rishum haben sie gedacht, grinden schön. Machen schön, grinden mit to create some tobacconist and so you can't essen. Ich meine, die Beine haben schon gedacht, grinden auch gedacht zu werden. Do that. Sonst können sie can't anhalten. They didn't understand the simplicity that was in Welsh flavor and like the spices and all that. So now
A different concept than Zayn the Rishun, the good is just a longer path for a painful path. To look at it from the other way around.
Yeah. Oh, fine. Mamash l'chaim. I told you, man. Fine. Okay. So the word is of course, we have to work every single day. You have to provide. You have to be responsible. But from a different place. Ich weiß nicht, ich will ja nicht schon anzubringen. Ich weiß Pinkels effekt. Ich weiß Pinkels effekt.
Nein, ich meinte, als man overcome when man complaint.
Yes.
Because that's what you're asking for.
So, the problem again is with the man. The problem is again, the man is geen problem. Daar heb je gezegd, ik ga ze geven man.
Hij heeft bewaard voet.
Hij is goed, ik ga ze geven man. Because, let's go into this. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Lotus is
a high conscious.
Lotus is given, also stick eraf in de man.
Basically, you manifested it.
Yeah. Or even the high conscious, is it supposed?
Als de zoeken zijn gewinnen in de wolkenis, wie kan toch hangen in de wolkenis? I mean, listen, 2 uur terug, ik kijk 2 uur terug en kijk juist. Dus in de wolkenis of dan niet? Oké. Zo.
Of er eenmaal wacht, Shabbos.
Echt maar, meer eenmaal wacht. Ja, eenmaal wacht Shabbos.
No Shabbos. In de ganze Zeit
de zittentake en dan eenmaal wacht. En dan treft het in
de eer de ganze Zeit in de Shabbos. En dan brengen de Shabbos in die
Okay, moving on. Hier beginnen ze aanverhaven. Shiur melamala lamata benefesh lekis b'Shabbos. This is beginnen ze. We're almost done, hebben. Wie beginnen ze aanverhaven? Dit is het beginnen van aanverhaven. Shehi ba melamala lamata. Ze komt van oven erop. Benefesh lekis b'Shabbos. En Shabbos de heine she'ena havele fi erg hasegel wees bonenes. So het goede systeem met dan segel met dan is bonenes. Levad. Raak hier lamala masegel. Het is hegge van dan segel. When Moshe we beginnen ze rots naar Elin shelamal ma chachma. Ze komt van de roots naar Elin, which is hegger than chachma. What is roots naar Elin? Rutz, we came to Rutz, and Rutz comes from Keser. Keser is split into, there's Atik and there's Arif. Atik is Oinig, that's where we end up in Bashal Shudas again. We're going Raiva the Raivan. Einig, Tainig, where the Melech sits by himself, he's like, I don't need nothing. I'm in Oinig, and we go and join him in that space. And we have no expression there, but Mavashtik or we learn Torah, or both.
There's the eye.
What's that?
There's the eye.
And I'm sorry. Yes, you have Atik and you have Arich. Arich is the long fist, which is Arich means rotzen, desire. That's what he said there. Desire.
No, it's Iron.
Zaharampin. That's go.
Desire.
Desire. Yeah, I knew you didn't say that. I thought he said desire.
Yeah.
Okay. So
No,
desire.
I actually said the eye.
Yes.
I thought you said the eye.
No, I said
You said the desire.
desire.
Yeah?
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Okay. Listen, Chachma is in the eyes, by the way. Chachma is in the eyes. So, by learning this is the Alter Rebbe's Torah is Chachma. It's from the Kava Chachma, so your eyes are going to be completely healed. For Yerushalayim, a 20/20 vision. V'zeh shemavur b'priyat chaim, the heichel ahava mei b'kri shma the Shabbos v'lamala l'mala v'chinas heichel ahava mei b'kri shma the chol. Ein sham. Okay?
Echt, wegen dem hat viel gesagt, ich kann selber Rabbe, was man sucht von Krishma. Rabbe sucht man von Krishma, weil damals kommt es
Very good.
Shabbos.
Yeah, that's why he's bringing that as an
Yeah.
Okay. Shebeginnes Gili Ratzenel, and the beginning of Gili Ratzenel, who be Shabbos. Shabbos came to the beginning of Ratzenel, in Dafke. Okay, once again, Dafke means that you have to do actions that are in spite of what makes sense to you. Dafka, I have a desire? No, I'm not going to do it. It's Lama Tes Meluchas. The Hinek, Sif Shara Chatzer Apnimis, Apoine Kodem. It's something called the Shara Chatzer Apnimis, Apoine Kodem. Pirish is going to explain. Ki Ba'asara Amorit Mamaris, Medatzei Mamaris Nivra Oilim, B'Sheshes Mei Bereshes. So again, 10 Mamaris, 10 vibrations that came out in Sheshes Mei Bereshes.
Is it the same middles?
9, it's a anders. This is the Partzifim. First thing came with the Asur Mamuris, Yi Oil, the Asur Mamuris, okay?
So you're really
We have a Kim, Yimayim, the ganze Bereshis. We can do it inside, okay? Asur Mamuris Nivra Oil, B'Sheshes Mei Bereshes. Bereshes, Hu Chachmela, Bereshes is Chachma. Chachma Nama Maimer. He said, Ochad Maimer. I feel the highest level of Chachma that we can. This thing, okay. The whole program here, everything, us, humankind, your food and your thoughts and the machines and the stars and the Lavuna, everything is run by a program, Microsoft, called Chachma. There's a program called Chachma. This program called Chachma is a super intelligence. It runs everything. The sun, the moon, everything, clack, everything runs on that. Kul Chachma Sisa.
Chachma was ook the name.
Chachma is a career. Bereshis Buddha Lakim and yes. Chachma La. Nama Maimerhu. So our highest level of intelligence is also a creation from it. He just said, boom, he just spit it out. Like, boom. And then, he created Chachma. Okay? So, I wanted to make a point. Bereich is not Mamre. Nou, gewoon met een point, met gevoerd naar de Oké, laat me het zeggen. Terwijl Basur Mamor is never, al zes met Bereich is de Bereich is hoe, she Chachmela, Bereich is Chachmela, Nama Maimer hoe. Oké, fine. We nispelen. Ha Chachmela van midden. De slavers beginnen ze leven lang hier ooit. I want to
Like a symptom?
Nispelen is nicht symptom, is it's charugan in it. You have to turn off the temperature. It's symptom. Yes, but he's using more language in color that we can understand. Turn down the temperature because Kabbalah would use the language of Tzimtzum. We also use Tzimtzum, of course, but here it's more, I guess, specifically. No, of course we use Tzimtzum. Slapshes. I wanted to tie something together. All right. Tereshke Besana Mars never on just Mars British Chachmala now my man who Nishpala Chachmala. But Minister the Slavish begin as Dibber Lemer he oil. It came into a thought, says Rang came in and Dibber. Aderich Marshal Adam Akosef Oy Messiah. A mensch is a shrap, or there is a move, right? It's already something that he's doing. It's not the real inner side, it's already a step down.
It's not the vision was hot. Express is something on paper.
Correct. But deeper than that. Now take it even higher than that, which is it's a lesser energy than what's going on inside. The energy on the paper is way less intense than what's going on inside. Okay? Yeah. Na weiß what up is in Shiur is gilt was in Shabbos dafke. Shabbos is 20 Friday.
Das wollte ich sagen, der Dafke.
That's what we said. That dafke is Weisz activating the dafke. First, for some reason, anyone says, okay, fine. Okay, that ship sailed, so we're going to continue moving. Wanneer elkaar vav yimei bereishis. Werd geriefen 6 yimei bereishis. 6 take from the take of creation. Shemakam mebchinas reishis. Because we're receiving, they're receiving from the reishis, from the chachma. Hi a chachma ela. Uba Shabbos gesiv vayinachas. Shabbos hat sich geendigt, gerest, geriet. Shegomer hamalacha. Shegomer geendigt de malacha. Venes ala chachma middes, le beginnes shelamala machachma, le beginnes ratzim betanige elien. Okay. Listen to this. Okay. Look at this. The ganze Vach, there is a ratzin that created chachma. There's a ratzin that created chachma. Is I stuck on that side for too long? There's a ratzin that created chachma. Ellie just gets my attention, but yours competition. It's like I'm going from one noyam to the other noyam. Wow. No, I'm saying energetically. Well, you guys are a bunch of babies. Okay, good. Purge that. So,
Wow.
So the ganze Vach is there's a ratzin. Ratzin creates chachma. Ratzin creates chachma. It's a desire. He desired to create chachma, so chachma was created. So it's like really the inner desire is projecting the outside, which means the thought inside now emult, macht a picture. Okay, so how much distant is this picture from my inner desire? When I have something, a fruit or a desire for something inside and I'm putting it on a piece of paper, how far removed is that in texture? What? A reflection, exactly. Not even in a So too is our whole week is a projection, is the muller at a multepis, and it's projecting what is ratzin. And then Shabbos we get sucked back into the inside of Panini. That is Shabbos. That's Shara Chutzar Panini. Apoyne Kodem, which means the heart, I think. It says so. We say beginnes Apoyne Kodem. Beginnes Shalom no. Okay. Beginnes Shalom is the heart. Beginnes Shalom it is the heart. That's the only way you can pronounce it. Beginnes Shalom Chachma. It's a beginner which is Heker van Chachma. Niker Kedem. Kedem. Shalom beginnes Reishis. Kedem means like before. It says Heker van beginnes Reishis. Ki Reishis Yasheni Loi. Eins was ist eins, hat zweites. Meint, dass du einen, was ist noch nicht. Weil nicht keine Chance der erste. Es mis an als du zweiter, du erste. Als du ein erster, mis an zweiter. Moshe Inken beginnes kamonish anoilim. Listen to where you need to go. Listen to the address where you need to end up on Shabbos. The beginner means that the texture, the taste of kamonish anoilim, the beschaffen from the Welt. There's such a gefordert for the Welt. All we know is right now it's just a koyach, it's a force. Ukanoy the Gamken. Mashing in Beginnis Kamonish Oilam, which is he's one. He's one. There's nothing to him. You need to get to a place which is completely aligned with your Shabbos, with your center, with your oneness. That's where you find the Menichim. Because if there is one, and then so if there's a Reishis, which is Chachma, then Mizans is a second. So if there's a first and a second, then there's a third also. It happens to be there is 10. And if there is 10, you're going to be dealing with 10 different problems. You can't really unplug because you plugged into 10. If there's one, there is 2. But Shabbos is Kadmoina Shalom. You're tapping into something that ain't he's not one. There's not Reishis. He's not Chachma. He is it. That's it. That means that you tap into that. You're completely pulling yourself out from the gloves of 10 fingers. Both hands are pulling out, and you're getting into oneness.
To a true desire.
To the true desire, which is Shabbos Koyrech. That's Oiz B'ris Koyrech. That's and only a Yid can tap into that. You can talk to him purple in the face. I don't care how much he takes, what he takes. You cannot tap into it. He doesn't have the frequency. It doesn't have the receiver, the receptor that can pick up this. It's called Shabbos. Okay, we're far from it, but we're gonna turn it. We're gonna turn up the heat by learning it. That we're gonna light an Neshama candle and tap into the Shabbos, and we're gonna connect to it to each other, send it and play with it and activate it.
Like you should think about getting on doing the job.
Yeah. וכנראה גם כאן על פי המגד מרשס ומקדם אין שם בשבס נפתח listen to this okay ובשבס נפתח השער הפוינה קודם Shabbos wird geöffnet der Teuer es wird geriefen השער הפוינה sie kehrt sich קודם sie kehrt sich zu קודם which means kedem before he gili harotzna elam v'tanage elim Sivitness Gala, the koyach, the energy, the consciousness of Ratzon and Elin in Tanaga Elin, because remember, Ratzon and Tanag are connected to each other. Because they're both in Kesser. Lefisha Shabbos ve'inofesh. Weil geriet damals, Aliyah ha'chachma b'lamalam ha'chachma. Sie gewonnen an Aliyah ha'chachma, which is hecher von chachma. Because remember, just like when you go into business, and you have your intention, your desire, but once you hit the second or third year, you don't know anymore your desire. You're stuck in your work. The designer that wants to do great work, she's stuck in 10 jobs and there's no fun anymore. She's just swamped in her work. But Shabbos is where we get back to self. Because he went back into let's put it this way. Shabbos is happening anyways. It's Kedusha Shabbos. There's nothing you have to do. Shabbos is happening. This is Matthias, and all you gotta do is there's Gili Ratzon Levatani. It's happening anyways, and if you can't find it, if you're not tapped into it, then it's coming from you. You're not tapped into it. There's nothing that you need to do or has to happen to you. It's there. It's happening regardless. If you join or not join, like anything else, like if you're not coming to the check-in falls apart. If you're not coming to this is happening. So either tap into it or not. No big deal. You want it or you don't want it. And you have no choice. You want it because this is who you are. Shabbos.
Damage for life.
Damage for life.
Privilege for life.
Well, yes, from Mailamata, you're privileged for life. Higi l'rotzem etan again, lefi sheshavos ve'enofash, alisa chachma v'alam ha'chachma, ma'ashenke v'sheshes me'ebresh, shnikir v'avi me'ebresh, shemekabel ha'chachma, v'lo b'bechinas kedem. Throughout the Zek steak from the Vav, bekimen from Chachma, which is already the tzayir, he's the draftsman. We're not getting the life force. In other words, we got to keep putting fire into the oven. This frequency that opens up Shabbos is nish b'chinas gili during the week. I was going to tell you exactly what needs to be said.
But the energy came from Lamar.
1 second. Well, during the week is Shemakam Chachma lo b'chinas kedem shel Lamar Chachma. Mashing Moshe Membresh Shenik Vav Membresh Kam Chachma. Throughout the week, bekimen it's Chachma, which is you need to feed it. Lo b'chinas kedem shel Lamar Chachma. She'ena az b'chinas gila. K'may derech mashal. Shebashas hamalacha ein misgala dayan atanik rak k'shenigna. The same way that during your work you you lose your intention as to why you're doing it, so too during the week you lose your intention as to why you're doing it, because you're stuck in the work, you're drained. When you speak, you can't be in das, right? One shuts off the other. So Shabbos during the week, it's not possible to tap into that. We know it is because Yom Shikol Shabbos, you're tapping into it. We're doing it, but. That's the difference in frequency. That's the difference in vessel. Yeah?
Obviously, yeah.
Which part is?
Like, can you around that in the Bach?
Yes.
So what's the Shabbos different?
Because during the week, if you want to tap into it, you have to constantly work. You have to constantly work to tap into it. It's work. It's like the water by the beach. Like the water covers the sand, and then you keep moving it, and it comes back. Like
Shabbos is it without work?
Shabbos, it's there. And then you go from Friday night, then you go into Shabbos day, the Kesser, and the Arriva, and you keep climbing. It's pushing. It's there. To the point where everything you eat. And I want to say this, that we know that Zugan of Shabbos food, you can't gain weight. I'm going to say something very, very out there. But I have no, very out there, very tricky, but I have no choice but to admit the truth. When we were kids, they tell us that on Shabbos food you can't gain weight. Okay? I was a heavy kid. And when Tata auf Shabbos wird man nicht sticken, wir gehen auf dem
Kosher calories don't count.
What?
Kosher calories don't count.
Whatever it was. But the part is, but on that, I lost my bet on that. Okay? But he always said that you can't gain weight on Shabbos food. And recently, I come to see that that's how it is really. Something clicks. If you stop eating Motzei Shabbos, by Sunday you click into a different thing and it releases that weight. It releases that matter. I'll leave it at that.
Question. What about Mishras and healthy? So.
That challenge I'm not willing to put myself through. 100% we got to eat healthy. But hold on a second. To wherever you are, whatever eating healthy, I think Shabbos is. If you feel that your plane takes off on that fuel, kol hakavod. If your plane takes off on healthy stuff, high conscious stuff, there's high conscious too. It's an avodah. It's a proper avodah. I mean, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Shabbos. It's a proper avodah. Yeah, and whoever else is standing around that, when that matter has to purge, that's schwer to take.
How about the Lava Malka? Is that a part of the Shabbos?
Lava Malka is do it on
So, same thing applies.
You can do it with a hot tea, you can do it with different things.
How about Busa?
Huh?
Busa.
Why not? Sure. Huh? No, Lava Malka is, again, if you're there, you're there.
It stops on the morning.
No matter what, it works.
What?
It stops on the morning.
I feel that much of Shabbos is when it stops. Well, how much can you already eat on Lava Malka? What, a slice of pizza? Come on, what are you giving me a hard time for? I'm telling you after Shabbos. This is it. Okay. K'mosh kosel al pasik etovim de daif meyayin. Masha Amar Zal Arivim Malay, Bezeshan Amar. Wie begon je was er?
Gaan Nimshach Gili beginnen te doen in Elja.
Bonus Shalom.
Wat je geleend?
Nimshach Gili beginnen ze.
Een stuk of vader. Hoe is het geleend?
You want to like stop the wheel and it's like, we're going ein Stück further.
Ik weet het geleend. I don't remember what geleend.
Okay.
If you don't remember, then go back and learn it.
No, wie is het? How far up is it? Ik kan nog geven maar hit. Ik kan wat everything. Dan is het mama ik ga een stuk exit voor them.
Er lag nog de moeschel van wat daarna was van een halve arbeid. Dus op zich zijn we nog.
Maar geen Nimshach Gili beginnen straks aan gaan kunnen benefit hadden. Do?
Ja.
Okay, good. Fine, good. So we're not finished off to again, I'm going to have to chicken in the back seat. Geen Nimshach Gili beginnen straks aan Ellen Gamken benefit hadden. Shehid Gili ha'av rabba shel malama sechel. Therefore, is also Nimshach the Gili from beginning Ratz in the alien. Benefesh Adam, she Gili ha'av rabba shel malama sechel. Good. Shabbos is the tzaya. The artist is done art painting, and he goes back inside. He goes back to. He doesn't need to express anymore. The whole week I wanted to express myself. Now I don't need to express myself. I'm fully with myself. I get from expressed. I got Tzavach Shabbos. I'm coming into myself. Shavuos Vaynu Fashion. That's what created from the levels that he's starting to show up. His galas, he's no longer projecting through Chachma, blowing the kav into Chachma, but he comes inside, and that's when Sevetnes Gala the Gili beginnes Ratz in the Elyon, Ochet and the Nefesh Udem, because we are only receiving, we're only living from. There's the Varavaya that's holding you. Everybody has a laser target on their back that is keeping him going. There's a beam coming all the way down at you, all the way from the beginning down. For the under Nevrum, it's different yotzes, but for the Yid, it's all the way down from Machshava, the Eshta Machshava, all the way down to bottom here in Olam Masiyah. Now, if it's true that we are a manifestation, the highest manifestation of Eibishter, of Boire, of Bashafir, then whatever he whatever he is turning, whatever he's putting the sun, that's what's projecting through you. Like the more I'm connected in the Vekas, the more you're connected to Source, the more sooner you're getting the message. The closer you are to feeling and experiencing that experience. So if Shabbos, there is no projection through the Chachma, but you're going into Panini Serutz and Oynik Shabbos, which is in Keser, Oynik Shabbos. So automatically, this is what's going on right now on Shabbos. It's open. You're right there, center, right here, and this is Yechidah Sheba Nefesh, right here, center of the chest. You don't really feel it. You can't feel over here. It's not what. It's so real. Because any type of feeling is already an expression. It's already in the midas. Mm-hmm. That's not Yechidah. You're it's still a fat piece of meat.
You're just aware of it.
You're aware of it. Yes, and just be aware of it. Yes. Yeah. It raises the consciousness.
Come on with it.
Yes, I mean it comes here and there, Yom Tov and Pesach, this that. Or we've had Shiurim, we had Fabrings that was going on. Baruch Hashem. Okay, therefore in the mensch ogen ze weer gezeugt in that type of flow. Kmoshkos pasik ketoyv de daich me yain. Dan een breast en een besser van vaan. Oké. Het is een andere woord. En Moshe Amar Azal, Arif Malai. Vazesha Ana Oyman B'Kodesh, he's going to like it a lot. He's going to thank him. Vazesha Ana B'Kodesh, Shabbos, Vazesha Ana Oyman B'Kiddush, the Shabbos, Bezugman is by Shabbos and Kiddush, Veratza Banu. He wants in us. He's a desire. There's a want. There's a desire, and we are the target. We are receiving this desire, Dei Ratzon, that he's sending out. Nobody's receiving it. Only we know about that. Nobody else is it. Nobody. Just the way you can't, your phone can pick up 6G, right? 5G, 4G, whatever it is. The same way you can't pick up, your antenna can't pick up satellite. There's a satellite dish, and there's different types of dishes, different types of alignment. Nobody else but us have this. It's right open in front of everybody. We're walking around. Shabbos is everywhere, but they can't see it. The concept of there's energy, the Irish is everywhere, Maluchim and all that, it's all around us, you can't see it. Shabbos is the same thing. You're a walking Malach, you're a walking angel. Nobody around you knows what's going on. Like you have an earpiece, an ear plug in your ear, and you're connected to, you're in a top secret mission. You're right in front of the enemy, and they're looking at you, and they're like, you're crazy. And you're like, I don't know, maybe you're crazy, maybe not, but I'm feeling Shabbos. Do Shabbos of the road. It's a white beam coming all the way, shining right up on my head, and I'm plugged into it. There shouldn't be any schedule on Shabbos. Get up, you learn, if I bring, you do, if you need to play with the kids, there's that, whatever it is, just the Shabbos of the world, whatever your level is. Shomer B'Kiddush, the Shabbos V'Ratza Bonu. He wants in us. What do you mean V'Ratza Bonu? What do you mean this desires in us? Al Shem, his Galus Ratzna Elion Bonu Mamash.
We are the desire.
There's an asgalus of the Ratzna Elion in Mamash. Mamash means that it's like a rubber band. It's buzzing. It's Mamash within each and every one, in every Yid. And if you tap into that, and if you energize from that, you generate your power from that, you are blessed. And if you come back and you say, the week got the haltnish, whatever. Kushin Tocha says, let's say. You're probably not doing it right. Which means like this, your week can still be hard, but if you're having an issue with it, it means you didn't download Shabbos properly. Shabbos.
Moshe had